across America. Millions are rising up. What began as a call for democracy has erupted into one of the largest protest movements in U.S. history. This weekend, the No Kings rallies filled streets in every state as ordinary people stood against what they see as Trump's dangerous slide into authoritarianism.
An estimated 7 million people took part in No Kings rallies Saturday across the United States to protest President Trump's embrace of authoritarianism. Organizers say protests were held in 2,600 villages, hamlets, towns, cities across all 50 states in what was one of the largest days of protests in U.S. history.
In Chicago, a sea of demonstrators stretched for nearly 2 miles. 250,000 people filling the streets. Mayor Brandon Johnson himself called for a general strike. In D.C., another 200,000 marched. Many federal workers furloughed or fired under Trump's shutdown.
Anthony Lee, I'm from Woodlawn, Maryland. I'm a member of National Treasury Employees Union, Chapter 282 that represents employees at the Food and Drug Administration. I'm here today because we shouldn't have kings in America and to stand up for our democracy, to get our services back, to make sure that what's been happening in this country, that someone stands up to it, stops it, and makes a change. I'm currently furloughed. I'm a federal employee at the FDA. Myself and hundreds of our employees there are furloughed. We want to work. We want to get back to work, to getting back to doing the job that we were hired to do, to protect and promote the health and safety of the American public. And so employees are now going without a paycheck, struggling to figure out how they're going to make ends meet, how they're going to pay for their bills, and uncertain about their future in the federal government.
Well, we're asking Congress to stand up. They have the power of the purse. They have oversight control over all of these important federal programs, including Social Security. And we're asking them to be the co-equal branch of government that they really should be, and to push back against something that all their constituents and voters rely upon.
From Massachusetts to Virginia, people came for many reasons: immigrant rights, women's reproductive freedom, affordable health care, living wages, fair housing. Together, they raised one demand: democracy back in the hands of the people.
I'm Carolyn. I'm from Reston, Virginia. And when I heard the Republicans start calling protesters terrorists, it got my blood boiling. I cannot believe that they are trying to squash our First Amendment along with everything else that they're doing to America. And my other sign is, I want my democracy back. We're all looking for a little bit of hope because we're all very distressed at what's happening to our democracy. They're stripping away our rights left and right, and the rule of law is just disappearing.
I'm here today because I want to resist Trump, but I also need people to remember why we got Trump in the first place. Democrats easily could have won the last election, but they couldn't stop supporting Israel while they were slaughtering tens of thousands of Palestinians. Despite what the voter base polls, I seem to still run into a lot of people who don't want to hold our actual Democrat leadership accountable for it. There seems to be a pretty decent dissonance. Leadership has shifted a little bit over the last year, but not a lot. I'm still not seeing the word genocide used a whole lot by leadership. I still see people not supporting or endorsing Zoran Mamdani just because he's Muslim and he's supporting Palestine. And there's a big divide between what our leadership says and what the voters say. And a lot of voters understand that what we're doing is wrong, but they don't want to hold our leadership accountable for it.
My name is Tala. I'm Palestinian from Florida, and I'm here from Tampa, Florida to represent my people and the struggle we're advocating for. I think our problem is more than the person in power. Fascism is the system and letting it get to this point because of one person. So I'm here to bring awareness to that and express my values as a citizen, as an American.
I'm here because Donald Trump is a fascist, and it's time that we all stood up to the man. And this idiot administration is just, they're gutting the country. Donald Trump is stealing from the country amazingly amount. You don't need any of the things that he wants to do, and I don't know how we got here. That's the worst part and we got here pretty fast. Last 10 years, where this country has turned so far to the right, we might as well be Nazi Germany before, the war. So I felt I had to come.
These weren't just rallies. They were a cry from every corner of the nation. Immigrants, workers, students, families, demanding no kings, no dictators, no authoritarian rule. From over 2,600 cities, the message was the same. America will not be ruled by fear.
This was one of some 2,600 rallies nationwide. Special thanks to Jessel Noor.
The fight for democracy has only begun. Stay tuned, subscribe, and join the movement, because the truth doesn't hide, and neither should we.